left Peru and sailed to England alone. There he met the Browns and they took him home. Now a new life has begun. He's Windsor Garden's favorite son, 'cause he always does his best to help everyone. When a problem appears, he never misses a beat and always finds a way to land on his feet. Has his very own unique point of view. Looks at everything as if it's brand new. He is friendly and polite, and he tries to do things right, but he gets in sticky messes just the same. He's curious and speaks his mind, but trouble's never far behind. It's Paddington Bear, he's one of a kind.
I'm Paddington Bear. Dear Aunt Lucy, today Mr. Gruber is taking Judy, Jonathan and me to visit my first stately home. I don't know what a stately home is, but it sounds very important. So I decided to give my Wellington boots a good shine.
Come and see, Paddington. Mr. Gruber wants to show us a brochure.
Show us a brochure? But I thought he was going to show us a stately home.
And so I am, Mr. Brown. Today, we are going to Luckham House. Like other stately homes, it's very expensive to run, so the owner, Lord Luckham, opens it to the public. There are regular concerts, a souvenir shop, and one surprise feature which Mr. Brown will particularly enjoy.
Lord Luckham lived in a very big house. I hope Jonathan and Judy wouldn't get lost during the tour.
Welcome to Luckham House. I am Lord Luckham, your host and tour guide. The tour will start shortly. Ah, Miss Brodie, thank you for coming. I hope the readers of the London Daily Globe will enjoy a story about my stately home.
I hope so, Lord Luckham. I will try and make it as interesting as possible.
So, this is the surprise feature, Mr. Gruber. A restaurant.
Haha, but not just any restaurant, Mr. Brown. Their beef Wellington is famous.
What's beef Wellington?
A delicious dish. Just you wait and see. I think we'll all have it.
Pardon me, Mr. Gruber would like to order beef Wellington for 4.
I'm sorry, sir, but I'm not a waitress. I'm a reporter for the London Daily Globe.
Oh, well, in that case, I expect they would like to know about the beef Wellington. Mr. Gruber says it's very famous.
I'm sure they would, sir.
Oh, look at that! It's the most beautiful doll I've ever seen. Come on, Judy, let's go.
Excuse
Right,
me,
this way.
how much is this doll? I would like to buy it for my friend.
Sir, this doll is an antique. It's worth over £1,000.
£1,000? For a doll? I know where you could get a whole shop full of new ones for that.
Some of these paintings have been in the family for over 500 years. And this is Edward, the 10th Lord Luckham.
He looks just like the 9th Lord Luckham, except his beard is shorter.
We Luckhams have always tried to look our best. This way, please, to the library.
I had never seen so many books before in my life. And I love books. I'm afraid something's happened to your wall, Lord Luckham.
Please, would you mind not touching things?
Did you know there's a passage here?
Of course I did. It's a secret one. It leads to the armory, which we'll see later.
Secret passage to the armory. Come along, everyone. The armory's next on the tour.
Yes, but we go to the armory by the stairs. This way is not part of the tour.
It should be.
Oh.
I must say, this tour of Mr. Gruber's is very good value.
Oh!
Yes. Well, this is the armory. What are you doing?
Helping you with your passageways, Lord Luckham.
It's the other arm that opens it. You see? And that leads to the Queen's bedroom.
What a wonderful tour.
It didn't say anything about secret passageways in the brochure.
Trust Paddington to discover all the fun parts.
Now, this chamber has remained virtually unchanged since Queen Elizabeth I spent a night here while on a journey to York.
Mrs. Bird will be pleased to see she made the bed afterwards.
Queen Elizabeth died 400 years ago.
I hope they've changed the sheets.
Right, this way, ladies and gentlemen. There's much more to see. What's wrong?
Can't we take the secret passageway?
Which secret passageway?
I'm sure there's one here somewhere.
This isn't part of the tour either. In a few minutes, we'll be presenting a musical concert for your entertainment. Afterwards, dinner will be served.
The quartet is going to play my favorite, Mozart.
The music was putting everyone to sleep. I needed a nap too after all the walking, but I decided to find a more comfortable place. No wonder Queen Elizabeth only spent one night here. The bed's not very comfortable.
Time to clean the Queen's bedroom.
Oh my, look at the crumbs. Someone's been eating in the Queen's bed. We must tell Lord Luckham about this.
And he's not having a good day. I've heard there won't be any beef Wellington.
No beef Wellington. Mr. Gruber will be disappointed. I must do something.
Well, it's just as well. You didn't order the beef Wellington tonight, Mr. Brown. It's very, chewy.
I demand to see Lord Luckham. This beef Wellington is as tough as old boots.
Old boots? Why, I'll have you know, those were my best Wellingtons.
Your Wellington?
Yes, well, I think I'm feeling a bit full.
Beef Wellington? Made from Wellington boots? This is a disaster. Miss Brodie, please don't report this to your readers. We shall be ruined.
Oh, I think our readers will be very amused by the story of this young bear's recipe for boot Wellington. And our wonderful tour. I think Luckham House is a marvellous place.
You do? How wonderful. A little bit of publicity is just what the old estate needs. Everyone is invited next weekend for a free gala dinner. I will personally prepare the beef Wellington with my own Béarnaise sauce. I hope you will be the guest of honour.
I've never been a guest of honour before, Lord Luckham. But if you don't mind, I think I'll go without the bear's nose sauce. Aunt Lucy would be most upset. Since Australia is on the underside of the world, you might expect everything there to be upside down. Surprisingly, this is not the case. It's too bad, because that would have filled a whole chapter of Mr. Gruber's book, The World and Its Wonders.
Mr. Brown, I'd like you to meet an old friend of mine, Jim Atkins.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Atkins.
Likewise, mate. Welcome to Coober Pedy, the opal mining capital of the world.
It doesn't look like much of a capital.
Ah, but there's more to this town than meets the eye.
Where?
Underground?
Oh, do you have an underground too?
Not exactly.
I was soon to see just what kind of underground Coober Pedy had.
Now, this is what I would call down under.
These tunnels used to be opal mines. Then people started moving down here to get out of the desert heat.
This is just the sort of thing I need for my book.
What are these?
Those are opals. 95% of the world's precious opals come from this area.
Look at that one.
That's the Andamuka Queen, one of the biggest opals ever found.
It would make a nice present for my Aunt Lucy. How much is it?
Probably about 50,000.
50,000?
Careful now, Mr. Brown.
I had no idea opals were so valuable. The people who mine them must be very rich.
Some of them are. Like the fella who sold me my claim. He's the one who found the Andamuka Queen. But I haven't found anything yet.
We went to the hotel to check in, and like everything else in Coober Pedy, it was underground.
The truth is, if I don't find any opals soon, I'm gonna have to pack it in and leave.
Don't worry, Jim. Tomorrow we'll visit your claim and we'll help you find the biggest opals ever. You can count on Mr. Brown and me.
That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the opals just lying in the ground waiting to be found. I decided to practice my opal mining technique. Mr. Atkins said that the whole town used to be old mines. I was hoping someone had missed a few spots.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
Looking for opals. You haven't seen any, have you?
No, I haven't seen any. And if you don't stop digging holes in my wall this instant, I'll have to call the manager.
So I didn't get rich on my first try. But at least I knew my pick was working. Tomorrow I hope to find an Andamuka queen of my own.
Let's see. Hard hats, buckets, picks. I think that's everything. Let's go.
Wait! I forgot the most important thing.
What's that?
An emergency marmalade sandwich.
Don't worry, Mr. Brown. We'll stop for lunch.
You know, the fella who used to work this claim was fond of marmalade too. Used to eat it all the time. After he found the Andamuka Queen, he bought himself a whole marmalade factory.
Really? I hope he left a few jars behind.
Now, everybody stay close. It's like a maze down here, and I wouldn't want anyone to get lost.
Don't worry, Mr. Atkins. Bears are good at mazes. You know something? I really think I smell marmalade. Do you, Mr. Atkins? Mr. Gruber? Anybody? Yes! Yes! Hello! Hello! Here I am! Here I am! Well, I guess whoever it was playing games, so I decided to do the only thing I could do. Follow the smell of marmalade.
Well, this is the last bit of my claim to explore. I've been everywhere else, and the walls are solid granite. No way through that.
Oh, no. We seem to have lost Mr. Brown.
I actually started liking the game. Aha! I knew there was marmalade around here somewhere. But there wasn't much left, and what was didn't look very good. Then suddenly, I realized that this might be the very spot where the Andamuka Queen was found. I decided to start digging. Oh! The walls were very hard, and since I couldn't reach the ceiling, I decided to have a go at the floor instead. Now, that's more like it.
That noise! It must be Mr. Brown. But where is it coming from?
Digging in the floor was easy, and I had found something.
I think he's this way.
I think he's that way. Oh. Mr. Brown?
Paddington!
Mr. Brown!
Paddington!
That's funny. Mr. Gruber and Mr. Atkins sound very close.
Mr. Brown, are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Digging in the ceiling. I never thought of that.
You mean the floor? But I'm afraid I didn't find any opals. I only found that big piece of coal.
This isn't coal. This is black opal, the rarest kind. Do you realize what this means? You did it! You found my strike!
Well done, Mr. Brown. This will make a fine chapter in my book.
What happened? Did you find any more?
Oh, yes. We found quite a few smaller black opals that day. Mr. Atkins wanted to give me a share of the strike, but I said it should go to Mr. Gruber to help pay for all the trips we've taken together.
Oh, but then you don't have a souvenir of your trip.
Oh, yes, I do. I think I may take up mining.
Oh.
Do you think Mr. Brown will mind if I have a go in the garden?
Thank you for lending a hand in the shop, Mr. Brown.
You're welcome, Mr. Gruber.
My antiques are very popular with American tourists over here for their holidays, and dealers come to buy up as much stock as possible.
Perhaps they'd help with the lifting. Oh! Phew. Thank you, Mr. Gruber.
You know, it's good to have someone with a knowledge of antiques to help me out during the busy season. A bear with an eye for a bargain is worth his weight in gold. I don't need to tell you, it's a rare early spode.
One with a chip in it, too.
I haven't had time to mend it. I've been so busy.
May I do it for you, Mr. Gruber? Bears are good at mending things.
Oh, all right. That sounds like a very good idea.
Goodbye, Mr. Gruber.
I know you'll be careful with my jug. Most certainly, if you ever decide to go into business, I'm sure you'll be a big success.
I'd like to go into business like Mr. Gruber. The problem is how to start. Aunt Lucy says nothing beats practical experience. Good morning. I've come for...
Good morning, sir. What will it be today? Haircut? Shampoo? Those whiskers could do with a bit of a trim.
Trim my whiskers?
Tell you what, sir. Seeing trade's a bit slack this morning, I can give you a thorough going over.
A haircut's important, and that's a fact. Not something you keep hidden under your hat. Afraid of the barber and don't know why. Like the dentist or doctor, he's a really nice guy. He'll flip, snip, dip, and with zip, drip in a flip, you got a lot. Try or not, time to strut a new haircut. Bob cut, brush cut, bangs and more. Page boy, ponytail, pompadour. Swirls and curls, they're all amazing. So many styles, it's simply hair-raising. The barber's there to show hair don'ts and hairdos. It doesn't really matter what style you choose, 'cause it's hair today and gone tomorrow. Hair today and gone tomorrow.
So, what will it be?
I'd rather not have a haircut, thank you very much. I've come about the... job.
You're not a very good advertisement. It's a tough business learning to cut.
I don't like the sound of that, but I do want to learn.
Oh, you'll learn all right. You'll be on your feet all day, sweeping and running errands and having to talk about the weather all the time.
I do enjoy a challenge. And just think, with an assistant, you'd be able to put your feet up.
I can only afford to pay you, £5?
That's more than Mr. Brown gives me for bun money.
Done then. Mind you, it's only on a trial basis while I go next door for a tea break.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sloop. You can count on me.
You can start by giving the shop a going over. Only mind the scissors. Don't go nicking your paws. Don't want bear's blood all over the place. It'll give the shop a bad name. Who knows? If it works out, I might even let you have a go with the clippers.
If only Aunt Lucy could see me now. I was sure to enjoy working in Mr. Sloop's shop. There was so much to do, and so much to learn.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Charlie. What's a guy gotta do to get some service around here?
I'm not Charlie. I'm Paddington Brown. You need Mr. Sloop.
I need a haircut. Just a little off the sides and nothing off the top. Okay, buddy?
Charlie. Buddy. I wish he'd make up his mind.
Hey! Is this a barber shop or isn't it?
That's right.
Then make it snappy. Get me one of them relaxing hot towels while you're at it so I can unwind. I've been on my feet for a week now. I'm busy buying up...
Excuse me. Are you all right in there?
Yes. Just a little off the sides, Charlie.
Oh! I think I should have asked for my £5 in advance. Mr. Sloop must have a bottle of something to put things right. Just the thing. Dr. Spooner's Quick Action Magic Hair Restorer.
Say, are you just about done? What's taking so long?
It doesn't seem to be working very fast. What was I going to do? You can't beat marmalade for sticking to things, especially hair.
What do you think you're doing? I've only been gone a few minutes. You're fired.
Ah! What happened to my hair? Do you work here?
Not anymore. This is Mr. Sloop's barber shop.
Say, Sloop, what kind of place are you running here?
I do apologize, sir. Good help is so hard to find.
I only came in for a trim.
I'm terribly sorry.
Hey, hold it right there, Charlie. What's that you got?
Look out! That's Mr. Gruber's spode.
Imagine finding a genuine piece of spode in a barber shop. I've searched through practically every antique shop in town, hoping to strike it lucky.
You must have missed Mr. Gruber's shop then. He's got lots more where that one came from.
Mr. Sloop, what say I pay this young bear's wage? He's been quite a help, despite my new haircut. Nice doing business with you, Mr. Gruber. Oh, they're gonna love this stuff back home. You keep that little fella around. He's got a good head for business.
I think it's time for some cocoa, Mr. Gruber. Being in business is thirsty work.
Certainly, Mr. Brown. I'd say you've earned it.